Wow, Bo Horvat just got traded to the New York Islanders. I had to do a quick reaction. We're actually recording the podcast tonight. Check out the Hot Take Hockey podcast because thankfully we actually have this come through before we record, but I'm recording a quick reaction. Bo Horvat traded from the Vancouver Canucks to the New York Islanders in exchange for Anthony Beauvillier, Aatu Raty, and a 2023 protected first-round pick. So I'm going to pull it all up, but insane. We were not expecting this trade. So Patrick Allvin through the Canucks, and the Islanders just announced it as well. Bo Horvat. So just throwing a bunch out there because there'll be more information coming out as we record the podcast. But as I'm recording right now, it literally just dropped like 5 minutes ago. But I think overall, if the New York Islanders can figure out a way to re-sign Bo Horvat, this is such a W trade for them. But this is not bad for the Canucks either. I think Aatu Raty, while he was like that big name, I would say a year or two ahead of his draft, he fell to the second round. I think he's still a really good prospect in terms of like what he could become. If Canucks fans are asking that question, I think probably a Bo Horvat light potentially long term, maybe. He's 21 years old. I think this is a guy that can play that two-way game that Bo Horvat plays. Maybe he will never get to that scoring ability that Horvat has gotten to, this season on his contract year, but I believe you getting Aatu Raty just in this deal itself is good. Plus the first round pick. Hey, if the New York Islanders are in the middle of the pack, a top 15, top 20 pick for the Canucks, adding that, as well as Anthony Beauvillier, who, you know what? The Canucks, and this is why the cap makes sense here, because at the end of the day, the Islanders, they'll have to move out another contract to re-sign Horvat likely, but why this makes sense is Varlamov's on an expiring deal. You have a little bit of space, so trading Beauvillier matches the cap for now, so the Canucks get a roster-ready player, but also get that prospect and get that first-round pick. I think this is a win-win for the now. If the Islanders were really trying to push for the playoffs, at this point, I don't think the Islanders, with the roster they had, wouldn't fall into like Bedard territory. Maybe they would, but I think Lou Lamoriello and the Islanders look at this situation as, we're not going to finish as this in-between team. We're just not. We're either going to go in the direction of going down or going up, and this move signals that they're going up. That's what they want to do. They want to get into a playoff spot and play Islanders type of hockey in the playoffs. And with Bo Horvat now, they have so many options. We'll talk about it more in the pod with Lucas, but I just want to give all my thoughts just quickly here because this is crazy. Now the Islanders have like four, I would say, top six caliber centers on their lineup right now with Barzal, Nelson, Pajot, and now Horvat. And Horvat, I would say overall is like right there as maybe the Islanders' best center. I think that's up for debate. Like Barzal, Horvat, and Nelson, based on how Nelson's played this year, it's a toss-up, man. Like Barzal maybe has the highest ceiling between those two guys, but Horvat's coming in and just more leadership with the team. I wonder how they're going to form the lines. Like with the Islanders just out loud here, if they keep Nelson with like Lee and Palmieri, for example, you could shift Barzal to the wing in a scenario like this and have Barzal as a winger with Horvat up the middle, and then maybe on the left wing, obviously Wahlstrom with the injury. Like, you can go so many different directions with this. I think they liked in times what they've seen from Holmstrom. So I think the Islanders are really going all in these next couple of years, trying to get guys like Holmstrom and Wahlstrom going. They lost a guy like Raty, but I think the fact that he fell to the second round and the Islanders got that steal and used it to leverage a deal like this and use that potential in Raty to get a Bo Horvat. And that's for the now. So if the Islanders, as I said, if they can re-sign Bo Horvat, this is a huge W for them. This is a dub. I think this can be a dub for the Canucks if Raty can develop well and become, as I said, at least a second-line center. Then you have that first-round pick, and you just have to rely on the Canucks to draft well, maybe middle to, I don't know, as I said, that 20th spot in the draft, unless the Islanders go on a playoff run if they make it. So give me your thoughts, guys, in the comments. I just wanted to react quickly. I don't think you can be too mad if you're on either side here. If you're an Islanders fan, you wanted to go in a certain direction, and this signals a direction. You've been waiting for Lamoriello to make a move. This was the move to make. Wow. You know what? The Islanders came out of nowhere. I did not, if anyone listed a bunch of different teams for Bo Horvat and said Islanders, I would question them a bit, and now we've got it. I would have put so many other teams out of the Islanders for Bo Horvat services, but here we are. Bo Horvat to the New York Islanders, Anthony Beauvillier, Aatu Raty, and a protected first-round pick going to the Vancouver Canucks. I will, as I said, talk more about the podcast. We'll record and post more clips. So if I didn't include information that's coming out, I just wanted to record a quick reaction. So subscribe, like, comment, notification bell. We'll see you guys on the next video or stream. Have a good one. Wow. Peace.